The lady sits in her old front door as straight as a willow wand. By there comes a lusty smith with a hammer in his hand, saying, "Bide, lady, bide, there's nowhere you can hide, for the lusty smith will be your love, and he will lay your pride." Why do you sit there, lady fair, all in your robes of red? I'll come back tomorrow and I'll have you in me bed, singing, "Bide, lady, bide, there's nowhere you can hide, for the lusty smith will be your love, and he will lay your pride." Away, away, you cold blacksmith, would you do me this wrong? For to have me maidenhead that I have kept so long, I'd rather I was dead and cold and me body in the grave, than a lusty, dusty cold blacksmith my maidenhead should have, singing, "Bide, lady, bide, there's nowhere you can hide, for the lusty smith will be your love, and he will lay your pride." So the lady she curled up her hand and she swore upon the mould that he'd not have her maidenhead for all a pot of gold. But the blacksmith he curled up his hand and he swore upon the mast that he would have her maidenhead for half of that or less, singing, "Bide, lady, bide, there's nowhere you can hide, for the lusty smith will be your love, and he will lay your pride." So the lady she turned into a dove and flew up in the air, but he became an old cock pigeon and they flew pair and pair. So the lady she turned into a mare as dark as night was black, but he became a golden saddle and climbed up on her back, singing, "Bide, lady, bide, there's nowhere you can hide, for the lusty smith will be your love, and he will lay your pride." So the lady she turned into a hare and ran all over the plain, but he became a greyhound dog and ran her down again. So the lady she turned into a fly and fluttered in the air, but he became a hairy spider and dragged her in his lair, singing, "Bide, lady, bide, there's nowhere you can hide, for the lusty smith will be your love, and he will lay your pride." So the lady she turned into a sheep grazing on the common, but he became a horny ram and soon he was upon her. So she turned into a full-dress ship and sailed over the sea, but he became a bold captain and aboard her when he's singing, "Bide, lady, bide, there's nowhere you can hide, for the lusty smith will be your love, and he will lay your pride." So the lady she turned into a cloud floating in the air, but he became a lightning flashed and zipped right into her. So she turned into a mulberry tree in the wood, but he came forth as the morning dew and sprinkled her where she stood, singing, "Bide, lady, bide, there's nowhere you can hide, for the lusty smith will be your love, and he will lay your pride." So the lady she ran into the bedroom and changed into a bed, but he became a green coverlet and gained her maidenhead. And once she awoke he took her soul, and still he bade her bide, for the lusty smith became her love for all her mighty pride, singing, "Bide, lady, bide, there's nowhere you can hide, for the lusty smith will be your love, and he will lay your pride." The ladies, there's no There were three men came out of the west, their fortunes for to try. And these three men made a solemn vow, John Barleycorn must die. They ploughed, they sowed, they harrowed him in, throwing clods upon his head. And these three men made a solemn vow, John Barleycorn.
There were three men came out of the west, their fortunes for to try. These three men made a solemn vow, John Barleycorn should die. They've ploughed, they've sown, they've harrowed him in, threw clods upon his head. And these three men made a solemn vow, John Barleycorn is dead. They let him lie for a very long time, till the rains from heaven did fall. And little Sir John sprung up his head, and so amazed them all. They let him stand till midsummer's day, till he looked both pale and wan. Little Sir John's grown a long, long beard, and so become a man. They've hired men with scythes so sharp to cut him off at the knee. They've rolled him, tied him by the waist, serving him most barbarously. They've hired men with sharp pitchforks who've pricked him to the heart. And the loaders served him worse than that, he's bound him to the cart. Round and round a field, and came unto a barn. And there they made a solemn oath on poor John Barleycorn. They hired men with crabtree sticks to cut him skin from bone. And the millers served him worse than that, he's ground him between two stones. Little Sir John in the nut brown bowl, his brandy in the glass. And little Sir John in the nut brown bowl proved the strongest man at last. The huntsman he can't hunt the fox, so loudly blow his horn. And the tinker he can't mend kettle nor pots without a little barleycorn. And the tinker he can't mend kettle nor pots without a little barleycorn.